All right, look here. No introduction. We got some shit to talk about today. It's a really good thing. I don't make money off YouTube yet because I won't be able. If I did, I won't be able to talk about this how I want to talk about it. Redo of Healer. You know that anime that's been sweeping the nation with its vile imagery. Yeah, hold on a second. Rape warning for anybody who gets triggered by that. I tell you this a minute in. There will be spoilers in here. There's a rape warning in here. So, you have been warned. Redo of Healer. People are calling it some of the worst anime they've ever seen. If you look on my anime list, and I got a my anime list now. Since I realized I talk about anime a lot, I need to make a my anime list. So that link will be put in the description of all my anime videos now, so y'all can see what I read and what I watch. Past tense, present tense, and future tense. Now, on my anime list, it actually has 6.59. So people are saying it's fine. It's almost at 7. Right now, I'm 2.5 episodes in. So I say 2.5 because the third episode just came out at the time of recording, and I got through half of it and remembered everything I wanted to talk about. Because I wanted to talk about this a few days ago, but I had crying children in the background. Would have looked bad. The reviews on this, they're mixed. You have some people calling it one of the worst anime I've ever seen. Some people call it, let me see if I can. Someone called it, here it is right here. It's shameless, vile porn with nothing to say. Meant to appeal to demographics of deadbeats who resent all women because they've never had a girlfriend. Someone said it's torture, rape, and abuse. It's not for them. Understandable. It's just someone's weird fetish to animate to show for other people's fetish. This anime has no similarity to the world we live in. That's where I disagree. And I'm going to explain it to you. But first, let me actually tell you what Redo of a Healer actually is. Where is my description? So, synopsis, the summary, the description, the TLDR. Healing magicians cannot fight alone. Kayaru, however you want to say his name, who was bound to this common knowledge, was exploited again and again by others. One day he noticed what lay beyond healing magic, and was convinced that healing magicians was the strongest class. However, by the time he realized that potential, he was deprived of everything. Thus, he used his healing magic on the world to go back 4 years to redo everything. This heroic tale is one of healing magician who became the strongest by using knowledge from his past life in healing magic. That is, they actually do what the main character does and only gave you half the truth. Let me explain some things. So here's what really happened. In the first episode, it shows the main character, Karu, in a fantasy world. He is a healer for a group. I believe it's healer, I just saw 2. Sword, bullet, and blade. Hold on a second. I got it over here. Flare, blade, and bullet. I knew I had it over here. Flare being, you'll get to see her a lot in these first 2 going on. You'll see her a lot. So he's the healer of that group of heroes. I'm using heroes loosely because, they treat him like utter garbage, like slaves, if you will. Slavery will be a reoccurring theme in this anime, and what I'm going to get towards in this review. And Princess Flare being the worst of the three. Well, actually, you know what? Nah, because I just saw they did. So I read the manga because when I started the script, they only had 2 episodes out, and episode 3 just came out. Yeah, they're all Flare, Blood and Blade. Yeah, they. But yeah, and I would say again, Princess Flare being the worst, the absolute worst. From episode 1, when they go get him from his village and bring him in, and they realize what he does with healing. Second episode, a girl comes in, sword hero. We'll see. You'll get to see her not in the 3rd episode, maybe 3rd episode. She comes in, no arm. I'm talking no arm, all elbow. He heals that back to a full arm. Problem with his healing is he experiences everything that person went through up until they lost that arm or that body part or whatever injury they got. So he already starts off with having PTSD of not only what he's going through, of what everyone else is going through when he heals them. So, of course, Najee, you don't want to experience that. So he says, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to experience all that. So what does Princess Flare do? Oh, she only kidnaps him, chains him up, drugs him, and has him raped by men and women. Yeah, because he is strong, he's a healer. So, and the fact I just told you he can regenerate an entire arm on some Piccolo shit. He can't. Everyone's like, okay, you're strong. I've already reached my wall. Not that wall. I mean, the actual my limit of how strong I can be. But so I'm going to take your yi into yi, and that will make me stronger. Fill in the blanks. Men and women do this. The first one is a woman, comes in there while he's asleep and just full on attacks him. And then while he's drugged and raped, men do this. It's hard to talk about. It's really hard to talk about, but people are taking this the wrong way, and I'll explain why they're taking it the wrong way when we get to episode 2. Backtrack. Episode 1 is the culmination of all that. He finally realizes, oh, I can become the strongest now. He becomes the strongest while his group is fighting the Demon Lord. 2 of them go down. Flare is hurt. He's like, yo, you dumb motherfucker. Heal us so we can go back and fight it. He's like, you know what? I'm tired of listening to y'all. I've been waiting for this moment. This is my moment now. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? He powers himself up, goes 1v1 the Demon Lord, wins with the power of healing. Now his healing, like the synopsis said, it does more than healing. While he does go through everything that person has gone through when he heals them, he's also has the ability to take their power. Or not take it. He adapts their power. What's the word I'm looking for? So, I've been watching Dragon Ball Z lately. So, you know how Cell, Imperfect Cell kill people, sucking them up dry? Yeah, that kind of does that here too. But but imagine that. But when he's healing them, he doesn't suck them dry. He just learns their ability. So he's kind of Cell, except with the long way. Yeah, with the long way. So he wants a Demon Lord, gets the Philosopher's Stone, which apparently what Princess Flare was going to do with it was end up ruling the world with an iron fist. So he's like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. In fact, I'm going to reverse time 4 years, bring it back, and we're going to do this all over again. And if I catch, and he told, and if I catch you, we gonna have some problems. He warned her. He warned her, and he warned all y'all. Now in the manga, when he reverts time, he goes back. He already has all his abilities. He starts eating mushrooms to build up tolerance to the drugs that they got him addicted to. Oh yeah, the drugs they got him addicted to the drugs. So for 4 years he was a slave and addicted to drugs they gave him, which made him more in slavery. Where am I at? He starts eating mushrooms to build his intolerance up for the drugs they're going to give to him, while also healing himself. So the drugs he doesn't get addicted to them because he already has the healing power from when he was in the past. In the anime, they do it a little different. He's walking in a forest. He meets the spirit of stars, I think her name is. She gives him an eye. It makes him remember everything that happened in his future life. Where in an anime, he already knew all that. Then he went and got the eye. So just flip those, and that's what happens. So same thing happens. Princess Flare comes and gets him. They find he's the healer. She's like, bitch, what? Ew. No. Because for some reason, in this world, and in Overwatch, and in games in general, fantasy games, fantasy worlds in general, people don't respect the healers. Respect your healers. This is what happens when you don't respect healers. Keep your healers alive, they will keep you alive. What didn't they say? I'm the white mage, nobody fucks with the white mage. They go get him, bring him back. 6 months later, the same things has happened. He's healing, except he knows how, so he healed. He fakes all the emotion that he had in the past. Same thing happens. Princess Flare chains him up. Slavery, drugs. This goes on for 6 months. Also, with her dad experimenting on him as well, because he's like, oh my god, he's able to regen entire limbs. If I learn how to do this, I'd be the greatest, I'd be able to live forever, because he's already old. So now, on top of all the slavery, rape, and drugs, he's being experimented on. 6 months, this goes by. But while doing that, while other people are coming in and raping him like they used to, but instead, he puts a seal on them while they're in the act. So instead of them getting his ability and becoming stronger, he seals them. He still gets his nut off, but he keeps his power and takes some of their power as well. And they are none the wiser. Which, I'd be surprised. At some point, you realize, oh, man, I'm getting weaker. And he doesn't like to be tired at all. You think they notice that, but they don't. So then, after that 6 months, he's like, okay, I've had enough of this. Uses alchemy, which is an ability he learned from somebody, don't know which one. Escapes the prison. Switches bodies with one of the guards who was the worst to him, for giving him good old 28 lashes, which is, yeah, I wish they would have used, I don't think, they used lashes in one, but not the other. I think they used lashes in the anime, 28 lashes in the anime, then they used 28 punches in the manga. I really wish they, because the manga is better, but it's also worse. We'll get to why. So, switches that, convinces Flare, hey, I need to tell you something in your room. It's confidential. She said, alright, cool. Two guards, and him go in there. Mind you, this dude is now, what's the nigga name again? Kayaru. So they get in there. She's like, okay, what you gotta say? This dude decapitates two of the guards. So now it's her and him. One second. I'm gonna, you know where I'm going with this? All right. Decapitates the guards. Uses his ability, weakens her. So now she takes away her abilities. Well, I think he silences. he does something. So now she doesn't have abilities. Hacked, silenced, whatever. And then this is actually my favorite scene. So he weakens her. He says, "You've had me enslaved for 6 months in this life, 4 years in the past life. So here's what I'm gonna do. You got 10 fingers. I'm going to snap all 10 fingers. If you don't yell or scream or make a noise, I'll leave alone. I'll leave. And nothing bad will happen to you." Snap, 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 snap. Snaps 9 fingers. He said, "Oh, so look at that, 1 finger left. You did a good job keeping quiet." Heals all 10 fingers again. He says, "Let's start over from the beginning." Now I've seen some. Now I'm also making this as a little bit of a response to reviews I've seen from some of my favorite YouTubers. One of them saying if he healed all of them back, wouldn't he have to go through all the trauma that those fingers just went through? Response to that, he's been drugged and raped for the past 6 months, and remembers everything that happened 4 years ago. You think 9 broken fingers ain't gonna do nothing to him, especially with all the shit he's just gone through. 9 broken fingers, that's nothing. I want y'all to go outside, roll your ankle, sprain that bitch, and then put yourself in the stomach and see which one hurts more. One, you're gonna be like, ah. The other, you'll be like, ow. So, then he's like, okay, you failed. Now you're about to take this, yeah. She's like, whoa, hold on a second. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Whoa, I'm a princess. I don't deserve this. And he's like, and then I'm like, you don't deserve this? I'll get to that in a second. She's like, oh yeah, you deserve this. So he's like, no, he takes this. He takes a iron rod, not his rod. He takes an actual iron rod, heats that bitch up. He says, look, you take this rod or you take my rod. And she's like, he said, I'll give you 10 seconds. She's like, no, I'll take yours. Okay. He said, cool. Yeah. And then you
know what? All of you better duck, because I'm about to turn left and I don't want to smack you with my dick.
Yeah. Then he raped her. He raped her, which is what got people up in arms. Well, that got people up in arms. And then he heals above and beyond. After he's done that, he wipes a memory, leaves a clone, blames the guards, and starts a new life as Karega and Freya. He also changes his appearance, makes himself taller, buffer, changes her appearance, changes her body a little bit, changes her hairstyle, softens her face. Little thing, and changes her eye color to make her look different. That was all in the first 2 episodes of the anime. There is still the manga, which is why I read through the manga. And let me explain some things. So in the manga, after this, spoilers again. So if you don't want spoilers, you can, watch it. I want y'all to hear what I'm going to say, because you're going to hear it. Then I want you to go read it, and you're going to feel the same way. Because I saw spoilers before, then I went and read it, and I was like, I still feel the shock in all of this. So in the manga, he gets another slave, an ice wolf, frees her from her captors, gives her more power by but that one was consent. It's more, I wouldn't call it grooming, but it's more so he has something he can give her, but there's only one way he can give it to her, and she wants to become stronger. So kinda, they kill all the people who captive her and her wolf pack is what I'm gonna call them, because I forgot what they actually called them. So now he has this girl, which I don't forgot her name. I'm going to keep calling her Ice Wolf, and Freya, he occasionally has, with them, because you got two girls who are by your side. And one of them wants to get stronger, and the other one he mind controlled to love her. Oh, by the way, when he wipes her mind, he goes to, and he changes her appearance, he goes back and they have sex again. But it's less so rape, more so just mind control. Probably should have mentioned that. So yeah, there's another doing that. He gets stronger. Then the sword heal from before where he healed her arm. He tells her, the half truth of what actually happened. She falls in love with him. If you've seen any of this in a hentai before, you'd be correct, because this has happened in hentai before, but this is actually a real anime. Now, I'm not going to say he's right for doing all this. In fact, I've sat here and thought of how I would do it. And there's only one thing I would change between him reversing time into where they're at. Oh, by the way, they also keep showing flashbacks of what's happened to him in the past, such as Flare taking the drugs, pouring it all on her, and having him lick it all off, then stomping on his nuts, and Blade beating him with a stick after he catches him doing that and rapes him, and then Bullet, big black guy, being all nice and innocent to him. Basically, imagine if someone kidnapped you and got you in a Stockholm syndrome. Imagine that, and then he doesn't rape you, he just full on rapes him, dick to butt. Yikes. But I do also say, and now he's gonna get revenge on each person. Where was I at? One thing I would change there's only one thing I would change that I would do differently. I wouldn't have raped Flare. Now, he has every right to do so. For 4 years, they had him enslaved, drugged, and raped for 4 years. He has every right to do so. I'm saying, me as a person, I'd do more psychological. I'd say, no, I'm not going to rape you. In fact, no, it's too easy for you. I'm going to, because I have this ability to show you different things, I would have shown her everything he's gone through from her point of view. So imagine, you know how, and when Itachi versus Kakashi, when he gives him that genjutsu and Kakashi has to go through the stabbing for hours and hours at a time, but in real time it's only like 5 seconds. I would have done that, but for him, I would have shown her all the what the drugs have done to him, what the slavery's done to his mental mindset, what the rape has done to his mental mindset. I would have shown her all that. Then I would have wiped her memory. I would have kidnapped her. I would have the clone saying that. And I'd keep doing, I'd bring her with me, but every night when she dreams, I want her to feel what I felt for 4 years. That's what I would have done. I may have changed it. I may have to change her MG2. Yeah, change her MG2, change her name, all that. Only thing I wouldn't have done is rape her. I definitely would have done that fingers thing. That break 9 fingers and healing back again. Mess with me if you want. I would have done that. Get out of pocket. I would have done all that. And then and then I would have done the same thing, everything up to that point. Even in the manga, chapter 14. Here's another spoiler. So I'm going to say this now. You see where it says spoiler here? I'm going to leave this up here until I'm done with the spoiler. However long it takes me. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through what I'm about to say. So, you see the spoiler here? In chapter 14, the guy that he switched bodies with. They finally realize that's not really him. Give him his body back. They go to find him. They go to now Kayagara. No, Kayarga. They go to his hometown. They go to his hometown. I want you to fully understand what happens up to what he's about to do to him. Go to his hometown. Burns that bitch down. As in not burns it down. He attacks everybody looking for him. He's like, of course he had to go back to his hometown. He tortures and kills his stepfather. Not stepfather, his foster father. Because he was an orphan. He got taken in by foster parents. Tortures and kills his foster father. He takes a random person. I don't know who it was. I think it may have been his foster father. And crucifies him on a cross. Takes his foster mother, who's cared for him for years on end. Takes her. Rapes her. In front of the city. Because he can. The foster mother is so against this. Mid-rape, she bites her tongue off and kills herself. Do you know what this nigga said to this dude when they finally meet? He said, oh my God. I gotta remember what he said. Okay. He said, the tightness she got when she killed herself. Because remember, he was inside while she was doing it. The tightness she got when she killed herself was the best. Which also means he finished after she died. So he raped her while she was alive, finished while she was dead. Now, you get all that. You should be angry, as you should. Now, this is what Kair's response was. When he fakes it, he transforms his body into someone else, pretends to be captured, takes him to a building. He get all the guards he's with. He's with about 10 guards. They all go around, look away. He reveals his plan, like, it was me, Austin, it was me all along. Knocks him out. Changes his appearance again. So the same time he changes his appearance, he changes the guard's appearance to a woman. He turns all the guards that was with him into giant rape monsters. Gives them all an aphrodisiac. And leaves and then walks out the building to, yeah, you know what happened. But before he walks out the building, he sets the building on fire. So basically, one of two things are going to happen. Either they're all going to die from the fire, or they're all going to die from exhaustion. Now, there are people, I know people in real life. There are people in real life. I know one in particular. I'm not going to say who it is, but he knows who I'm talking about because he told me he's going to watch this video. But also, if someone were to get me, he'd do something to them in response. As much as I tell him, no, don't do that, at the end of the day, I understand why he would. Which is the premise of this anime. I keep getting Discord notifications. Which is the premise of this anime. He's not right for doing what he's doing, but he's justified because he's literally doing what everyone else has done to him back onto them. A famous poet once said, two wrongs don't make it right. It make them even though.
You acting like niggas ain't been in beef before. My man's died, my mom was on ride. Won't even sleeping, bro. And wifey caught me low in the scrap. Looking like, please don't go. Two wrongs never make it right. And make it even though the fight happened.
Meaning he knows what he's not doing. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing is wrong. But with all the PTSD, the 4 years of slave, drugs, and rape, I've been saying it so much, it's all forming into one, of slavery, drugs, and rape, the 4 years of that, plus the added on 6 months that he had to fake it, he's justified. It's not right. It'd be similar to this. You see this, you see the color of my skin. So anybody with common knowledge should know what's happened to my ancestors. The same thing that happened to my ancestors has happened to him for only 4 years. Again, now that's what I'm saying. I'm not condoning any of this. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not condoning the rape. Everything else and all, well, I'm not condoning the rape of Flair. That dude that, raped his mom and killed his dad. Yeah, he had that coming to him. I'm not condoning the rape of Flair. Everything else, he's justified. Just because you wouldn't do it, you're a different person. I told you what I would do. I want to rape Flair, but I damn sure would have done what he did to that guard. Yeah, of course, you're saying y'all wouldn't do it. That's what I'm saying. And some people just don't get that. Maybe it's because they didn't go through the 400 years of slavery, or they don't have the history of that. If they do, maybe they're conscientious souls, which I fully understand. If that's something you won't want to do, fine, albeit. And I want to bet that both people saying, well, he should have just left it alone. If you have been raped, or drugged and raped, or put into slavery for that amount of time, you would want something to happen to your captor, right? What do you think's gonna happen in jail? I'm willing to bet if they actually find a rapist and they put him in jail, they gotta put him in a separate cell. Because I'm willing to bet the people in there who've done stuff who are in there for murder, or in there for the petty crimes like weed, take the people who are in weed, take them out of jail. It's halfway legal now. They're gonna see, well, what are you in for? What are you in for? Man, hit and run. Man, what are you in for? Man, I robbed the gas station. What you in for? I killed a nigga. What you in for? I raped a child. One of those people is gonna die in there. And which one do you think is gonna die? Or I raped a woman. I raped anybody. They're gonna die in there. Because you don't do that. Which is why I said I wouldn't have done the rape scene there. But I would have done it to him because that's my mother. I know some people aren't feeling it first, but that's your mother. Imagine someone walking into your house when you're gone, raping your mother dies, and he says her tightness was the best. This video long enough. Let me get out of here. Read the manga. Watch the anime. Episode 3 is out right now. Click on my My Anime list in the description so you can see what I'm watching. If you have a recommendation on a manga or anime that I've read down there, and I want to talk about it, just let me know. Comment in the comment section on which one we talk about. I'm willing to watch almost any and everything within reason. If y'all want to hit a brother up and let me know, yeah, I will do all that. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and y'all have a blessed day.